going to be talking about a great topic, I think, 5 ways to live a great life tonight. If you don't know me, I'm Syd Maness. I am the leader of Real Church Online, and I inspire people to live outside the boxes of life. And so that's what we're going to be talking about tonight, getting outside of the box of having kind of a crappy life. And I know about a crappy life because I lived a crappy life at some point in time. And so we're glad you're here. Hey, listen, in the comment section before we get started, tell us where you're at tonight so that we can kind of have a little bit. We're going to be having an interactive time tonight, which is going to be great. I've been doing the daily verb, and it's been fun, and people enjoyed it, but there wasn't much ability to kind of talk back and forth, and so we want to do that tonight. So make sure that you comment and hit the like buttons, tell us everything that you want. We're going to have actually some things tonight. I'm going to ask some questions, and it should be fun. Good time. Are you ready to get started? Yeah? We rolling, Rach? We're rolling. Rachel's back here for me. For those who don't know, Ray, she's my chick. She helps me out with everything. She's awesome, like a daughter. All right, let's get started. 5 ways to live a great life. Are you ready? Number 1, here it is. Live with a living God. I talked with you earlier and said that I was a person that kind of had a crappy life. I didn't have, a very successful life. I was really living every possible way and trying every possible thing, and my life just sucked. I'm just going to be honest. It was awful. And I happened to connect with God one day at a funeral, and it changed everything in my life. And so for me, when I talk about having a great life, the very first thing that has to be on the list is to live with a living God. And that's different for us, maybe because a lot of us are used to going to church and we're involved in religion. I'm not talking about religion in any way tonight. I'm talking about a relationship with Jesus Christ, completely different than going to church. I'm talking about connecting with your Creator. And so to have a great life, that's the number 1 thing. You need to live with a living God. Every day you should try to connect with the one that created you because He knows everything about you. He knows all that's going on in your world, and He can guide and steer and direct you into this great life that you desire to have. The second thing that it really does that is cool about connecting with the Lord is it gives you the ability to learn your gifts and your calling. You may not know that you've been endowed with specific gifts and or you have a specific calling. And so if you don't know that, how can you ever live a great life? How can you be fulfilled if you don't know that? So it's very important that we live with a living God that knows all these things about us. Now, let's connect here for just a second. I want you, if you want to know more about these topics, I've said 3 things. Don't be religious, connect in a relationship, and then how to connect every day, and then learn about your gifts and your calling. So if you're interested in more information about how to not live religiously, but to live in a relationship, I want you to, in the comment section, I want you to type in 1A. Can you do that for me? If you're more interested in learning how to connect with God every day and how that works, I want you to type in the comment section 1B. And then if you're more interested in learning about your gifts and your calling, I want you to type in 1C in the comments right now. Okay? Awesome. Thanks. Number 2. Number 1, living with a living God. Number 2, here we go. Live what you love. And what I mean by that is try to do your best to spend the bulk of your time doing what you love. You say, well, I've got a job. I can't do that. Okay, cool. Find a way that your job can be your passion, that you could actually do the things that you love to do. And if you can do that, think about spending 40 hours of your work week doing exactly what you love. I get to do that. I am a blessed individual, but it's because, number 1, I live with a living God, and number 2, I live what I love. I am passionate about helping people get outside the box of life and learn who they are and whose they are. And that's important to me. So find ways to make your passion your job. If you can do that, you're going to have a great life. So that's number 2. Number 3, here we go. Live and give. I like this one because oftentimes we think, well, how does that work? How's that going to give me a great life? Listen, we're built to be givers. We're built to be people that bless other people. And as soon as we kind of gather that and get that, and we learn that out taking our passion and then serving others with that passion, man, that gives us a sense of accomplishment and a sense of well-being that you can't get any other way, any other how. So get that with me. If you take your life, your passions, the things that you love to do, let's say it's fishing. Let's say you love to fish. Take some kids, teach them how to fish. If you do that, man, you're going to be blessed. Let's say it's pottery. Have a class and teach some people how to do pottery. Give your time, give your passion to somebody else. Love them and extend your love through your passion to them. If you do that, if you live and give, you'll be blessed. The Bible says this, that it's more blessed to give than it is to receive. And that's hard for us to understand. But the more we give, right, the more we're able to actually receive. The Bible says that there's an immutable law that no matter what happens, there's sowing and reaping. That's always going to happen. You're going to reap what you sow. And so we need to be people that are giving away, sowing into other people's lives and blessing them. And if we do that, I'm telling you, that is a serious way to have a great life, because you'll be fulfilled in ways that you can't be when you're just a taker. Are you with me? Now let me get a drink of coffee. You do the same. Hit a like button. If you haven't told us where you are tonight, please do that. Tell us where you're at, where you're located, so that we can kind of connect. Ray, are we getting any comments tonight? Right on. Love it. Number 3. I already did number 3. Number 4. You ready? Live within your means. That's a fun one. That's a fun one. Get a hold of that. Live within your means. If you're going to have a great life, you can't be just blowing all your cash on all the stuff that you want, because what's going to happen is you're going to wind up getting in debt, and as you get in debt, your life is just going to be spiraling out of control. You have to work harder to pay for the debt. The harder you work, the crankier you are. The crankier you are, the more unhappy you are. The people around you are unhappy. It's not a good scene. So living within your means is incredibly important. Do not overextend yourself financially. Work to enjoy your life and to be a giver, but don't get so much debt that you're working just to service that debt all the time. If you do, I promise you, it's not going to be a great life. It's going to be a miserable life. The Bible says that we ought to be content with what we have, that contentment is great gain. And we need to learn to be happy with the things that we actually have. Sometimes that's easier said than done because we want so much. But I'm telling you, if you go back to number 1 and you live with the living God, you're going to know the important things of life. And you're not going to be spending all your time trying to get stuff that clearly just doesn't count. Okay? So number 1, live with the living God. Number 2, live what you love. Number 3, live and give. Number 4, live within your means. And then number 5, here it is on how to live a great life, is to live lighter. L-I-G-H-T-E-R, live lighter. I'm going to talk specifically about 3 things: spiritually, emotionally, and physically. Spiritually, there's a principle that happens to us that if we can get a hold of this one truth that I'm going to share with you tonight, it's going to make a huge difference in your world. When you are wrong, when you make a mistake, when you fail at something, and it's going to happen, listen, it's life. Everybody fails. There's no question about it. So when you fail, here's what I want you to do. I want you to ask forgiveness quickly. I mean, as soon as you know it. If you say something wrong to somebody, as soon as you get that little twinge, and every one of us get it, that, oh, I wish I hadn't said that. How many times can you tell me that you said something and wish, boy, if I could reel that dude back in, I would do it. I would never say that again. When that happens to you, as soon as that twinge happens, I want you to immediately say to them, I'm sorry, that was not good. Will you forgive me? I want you to ask forgiveness. If you do that, I promise you, spiritually, it's going to be like a weight is lifted off you. What happens a lot of times is that we live and we're in such a fast pace that we do things that, all day long we're kind of have these things that we're doing that are not really making us feel great. We know that we're failing. But if we take the time to say, you know what, I'm sorry, that wasn't very good. Forgive me for that. And somebody says, yeah, and then they're also going to go, wow, that person is awesome. I mean, they're willing to admit their failure right here in front of me. I'm telling you what, that will create a great life for you spiritually, for sure. Emotionally, I want you to just rest and relax. If you're going to live lighter, you're going to need to get good rest. And then number 2 of that part is you're going to have to just relax in life. I'm telling you what, we are so keyed up, we're so driven, we've got so much stuff going on our schedule that we're literally tied up and tied down. I want you to take some time to laugh. I don't know if you guys do the Snapchat thing, but I just found Snapchat. I mean, that's how old I am. I just found it. But I found this thing, and it is the most fun thing in all the world to do. I literally, in the middle of the day when I'm just cruising around doing stuff, I think, I'm going to send so-and-so this funny little thing. And so I do these goofy characters, and I laugh, and I bust a gut. I watch them back for myself, and I think they're hysterical. Now, maybe the person on the other end isn't enjoying them as much as I am, but I'm telling you, I find great joy in that. And when I get done doing that, I'm lighter, man. My day is better. I'm having a better day because I stopped for a minute in the midst of the madness, right? And I just had a moment to laugh and enjoy life. We have got to stop taking ourselves so seriously, because I'm telling you what, it's killing us. The stress of life is killing us. There's no way you can have a great life if you're going to take yourself too seriously. So relax, lighten up, live lighter. It's going to be great. So that's the spiritual, that's the emotional. Here's the physical, and I know this one's not going to be fun for anybody, but it's really going to help you. You need to lose a couple of pounds. You don't have to lose 30 pounds, but just drop some weight. Do a little exercise. Get out and walk 2 times a week. 2 times. 2 times, that's it. Drop a couple of pounds. If you drop a couple of pounds, you're going to feel better about yourself all of a sudden. You're actually going to feel better, not just feel better about yourself emotionally, but you're going to actually feel better. And that's a great way to get your day moving and have a great life. So these are the things that I think are important. I mean, there's 5 of them. They're very simple. I don't think there's any of them that are beyond our capacity to do. Let's go over them again one more time. Here we go. Number 1, live with the living God. Number 2, live what you love. Number 3, live and give, be a giver. Number 4, live within your means. And number 5, live lighter. If you do those 5 things, I promise you're going to have a successful life. You're going to have a life that is great and is awesome. And that's my thoughts for you tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. Listen, we're going to take just a second. If you have questions or comments and you want to do that, write them in the comments right now. We'll take a couple of questions if you have anything. If not, I want to just tell you that next week, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to try and do the same Facebook time, the same Facebook station every Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here. Rach, we got any questions? We're good? All right. God bless you guys. You have a great night. We'll see you next week right here, 9 p.m. Eastern. Have a great week. See ya.